it was either 1976 or 1978, but I haven't got any record now of the exact date. I worked for the electricity board, and I decided that I got fed up with paperwork and I wanted to help people. So I went to the Citizens Advice Bureau in my lunch hour one day, and they suggested I did voluntary work. So then my first was to go on a holiday to Wing Fellowship Trust, and I had a 2-week holiday in Essex, Jubilee Lodge, and we looked after disabled people, and it was a really one-to-one, and it was wonderful. I had the best holiday ever. And so when I came back, I decided to go back to the Citizens Advice Bureau and see if there were any homes, and they said try St Cecilia's. So then I came here, and I spoke to Miss Cashman, and then eventually I left the LEB and came here to work as a nurse, or a nurse, and I think I was here for about a year until I damaged my back, and then after I had an operation, after that I came back as a volunteer, and have been coming ever since as a volunteer. We used to get together, 2 or 3, and we'd go to Fairfield Halls and watch the wrestling. Every Tuesday, once a month on a Tuesday, I'd gather together 3 residents, and we'd have 3 carers as well, the driver, and it was wonderful. You know, they loved it, screaming and shouting at the wrestlers. And I used to take this lady, push her into Bromley, and she'd pick her favourite pub, and she'd have her port and lemonade, and she absolutely loved that. And then we'd sort of go round the shops and have a look at things, and then come back and have another port and lemon, and then I'd push her all the way home, and she had lovely rosy cheeks, and yes, I think that's my favourite memory. Her name was Mary Rose, and she had cerebral palsy, and she did the most lovely embroidery. She spent hours doing embroidery and to sell it at their sales. And she was a lovely lady. Yes, so she's my favourite memory. Yes. When I first started working here, they were allowed to smoke in their rooms, in anywhere they could smoke. And when I was the carer, they used to queue up to go to the loo. There were 2 ladies who liked to always do everything together. So there were 2 loos side by side. They used to both sit in there for about 10 minutes with their cigarette. You know, and I had to hold it for them because, you know, they couldn't use their hands. Well, there was another carer in the other cubicle, and they'd be chatting away to each other. You know, the carer and I would be just giving them their cigarette. But that would never happen today. Miss Cashman, who was here, she was like the matron in a way, a head of care. She did everything. She had a different cap on most times of the day, and when I worked here, if the canteen staff didn't turn up, she would be there at 6 o'clock in the morning pushing the trolley with all the breakfasts on. She had got up at 5 to get all the breakfast ready, and then if they hadn't turned up for lunch, she'd be doing all the lunches, and then she'd be in her office doing all the office work, all the paperwork, interviewing. She'd interview staff. You know, she did live here, so heaven knows what time she went to bed. But you know, she was just amazing. She must have been here from the 60s, I should think. And then when she got ill, she came here as a resident, and that she was cared for by staff here, so that she died here